Okay, here we go on the sheet metal base. If you're still having troubles with that, we'll go through this real quick. The sketch, you have to have your book open to all the details of it. I'm not going to show you that unless I really have to. But the sketch looks like this. Don't forget to put your angles in. This shape in the middle is, the center is 2 inches out, and then this line is 1.1. So all that's in the book. So you draw this sketch, you get it to the size it's supposed to be. So you can do that. The center of these fillets is the center of the hole. I made these so that they were horizontal and all these circles are equal. They're horizontal this way and they're vertical this way. So they match up. Anyway, so you get that sketch and then you extrude it. Well, you don't extrude it. You because we want it to be sheet metal. So we have to go sheet metal. And the command inside sheet metal that's similar to extrude is thicken. The extrude inside sheet metal is when you're actually you're not doing a region. You're just doing a line or a series of lines and you stretch it out in both directions and give it a thickness. But we're going to convert is when you already have a 3D model. You want to convert the faces to sheet metal. Here we're going to thicken, which is kind of what extrude does, right? It thickens things. And we click here, and it's a 0.125 is thickness. And we're not bending anything, so that's really all you have to do on this. I've already done this, so I'm not going to get to, but now you get the green check mark. So that's what it looks like. So now I have to start putting these flanges on. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 flanges, and they're all done, both done basically the same way. Well, basically they're all done the same way, but there's little differences here and there. Oops, wrong thing. We have to pull the arrow down, click on flange, and it's asking for an edge. Let's do this inner edge. We just saw from our diagram that it's this edge is 1.5, but I want my flange to be 1.25. We'll see how that works here in a minute. The height of this is 1.925. You have to do a little arithmetic there on your drawing. And the bend radiuses on all these are 0.0625, which is a 16th of an inch. Now, this is, like I said, a 1/4 of an inch too wide. If you look at this, compare it to the picture, you'll see where there's a little different thing right here. So we have to move both those in and both sides in 1/8 of an inch to make it the right. And that's right here, move face. You want to move both those faces, this one and this one. In, not out, 1/8 of an inch, which is 0.125. Now you'll see that this looks like your book. Okay, we need to do this back edge. It's similar, but whereas this one was 1.5 inches, this is going to be 2.25 when we get done. I'll show you that. Okay, get flange. We want this face. And again, we want it 1.925. And 0.0625. Now, if I click on this top edge, it tells me down here that it's 2¼ long. I want it to be 1¼ long, so it's an inch too big. That means I have to take a ½ inch off of both sides. Okay, so I go to my move face, same thing. I'm going to click that, and I'm going to click this, and I want it to go in a ½ inch. So now these things match up. See, one blocks out the other one, exactly. Okay, so that means we can draw get the hole in the curve on this, and I'll extrude it through both of them at the same time. So we go to sketch, and it's a 0.625 diameter and 0.625 radius. We line it up with the origin here. Oh, I got to pick my plane first. I go to circle. We need a small hole here, and same big hole. Dimension it 0.625. Is that right? And then this one's twice that size, which would be 1.25. And then it says it's 1.3 from the bottom. So from the center to here is 1.3, and it should line up. Fantastic. Okay, so we don't want these little corners or this circle here. So we check mark it, and we go extrude, remove this, 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 and I want it to go through all. And there it is. Okay. Okay, so if I go over here and click on this, I see that it looks like it's touching here. Okay, so that means we got to go back to this first flange, which I believe was flange 5. Open that up. Instead of an inner alignment, we want an outer alignment. I think that'll move it. Yeah, now we have these gaps here. Now, I don't know how to get rid of this. So the problem was when we made this first flange, it overlapped here. And notice the error message is collision in sheet metal flat pattern. Well, there was a collision, but we got rid of it. And why the red doesn't go away, I don't know. But we're going to just leave it. Okay, where were we? Okay. All right, so it looks good there. I know this is a little different from the book, but we're just going to leave it like that. It'll work in the assembly. Okay, same thing here then. We're going to make a flange on this face and on that face. And it tells me that it's 1.55 tall. Now, I think there's a problem here. Well, for one thing, I don't know why this thing sticks out like this. So we'll just move those faces. And I think it's a 1/16 of an inch. If I remember right. So I want it to go that way. Oh, maybe it's a 1/4 of an inch. No, it's not. It's a 1/16 of an inch. 0.0625. Go up to entity and pick that. That's what we want. Okay. Okay. Now there's one other thing that's I've noticed it's been a problem. It was on mine initially. This distance from here to here is supposed to be 0.75. Let's measure that. I'm going to click that line. I'm going to click that line. And it says the parallel distance is 1. See the dotted black line up there? So that's 1. That's supposed to be 0.75. So to fix that, I'm going to go to that last flange I just made. I'm going to double click, get into it. And I'm going to click outer. So the outer measurement will be 0.75 instead of the inner measurement. See, it narrowed it. And now that's the right size. And I'm going to let you finish this. You just have to create a sketch on here that looks like the one in your book on the very bottom right hand corner, and then extrude cut it all the way through. And then you will be done. If there's a couple red things up here, don't worry about it. As long as, okay, so here's one thing you should check. When you go like this, there shouldn't be anything overlapping, and there isn't. We're good.